says to Pastor Garbo, well, that's a good idea, you know, but I don't think I should be part of it because he's my pastor. And, you know, I think he's a sensitive guy. He says, Pastor Garbo says, let me tell you something. He's not so sensitive. So, thank you, Pastor Garbo. He has given us direction and guidance every step of the way as to what's appropriate, what's proper, and together with Pastor Tomford, the service came about. Thank you so much, Pastor Garbo. Finally, Pastor's youngest son, Jesse, who's been a huge help to everyone that was involved with this in everything from providing names and addresses and phone numbers of family members. It was Jesse's wish that this be kept a secret as long as possible. And I'm going, I don't think it's possible. There's too many people involved, too many people know I'm sure that this is going to work at all. Jesse said, oh yeah, we can keep it a secret. And, you know, we did our very best to do that. But a lot of thanks for Jesse, a lot of planning. He was involved with every step of the way because he's here and he loves you guys and all of that. So, we are at the point of the so-called roast. And like I say, you've been jockeying for position here first. And Pastor Ross Ulrich from Zion Road, right? Zion. Right. Is here. He's come a long way and he has a lot to say. And he knows Pastor Lindloff very well. So let's welcome Ross Ulrich.
It is difficult to roast a brother in faith and calling. So I'll do my best to be sensitive and appropriate. All of you know Pastor Lindloff, and you know him in different ways. Your involvement may be on a personal level. It certainly has been on a professional level as he's taken care of your souls. I can remember going back to the days when Mark was smaller and in high school, and now he's larger. Probably the most memorable aspect of spending time with Mark Lindloff for me goes to a hunting trip in Montana. The very first hunting trip that I'd been out west when Mark was serving in Melstone and Winnett. So on this very cold, early October morning, we're walking some ridges after we'd gotten out of our vehicles, and we're looking for antelope. Which one of your sons used to call antidote? Jake. That was Jake. I remember that too. Just didn't remember which one. So, if you've ever hunted out west, it's pretty open spaces and there's not a lot of cover. And you're trying to figure out how to either walk the terrain and blend in, or how to get up on a high area and get the shot that you want. Paul Lindloff, Dan Garbo, and myself were comprising this hunting party along with Mark. And Mark had had a little bit of experience in western hunting. We hadn't. So we spot some antelope in the distance, and Mark is trying to get us to lower our profile so we're not so visible. And then he says, "Walk like a barn animal." His exact words. Walk like a barn animal. And we're all thinking to ourselves, and bends over and starts doing this, we realized he was serious. Now, I got to tell you, if you appreciate somebody and you trust them, then you're willing to walk like a Barney. May the Lord continue to richly bless you, your family, and your flock, and the ministry that He has given to you on His behalf. Thank you. Oh yeah, they did. Yeah, we got animals. Barn animals.
Our next speaker is also a pastor. Somebody who's known Pastor Lindloff for a long time. His brother Paul.
Now I know I should have asked to go first. Ross stole all my material. Well, not all of it, just some of it. When Bill, when you said that back in February, Pastor Garbo told me you didn't have to do anything, I'm glad you did, and I'm glad that you still invited him, even though he told you to do nothing. I would like to also thank Pastor Comfort for his message today, for the church service, and together with many of the people in this room, I'm glad there was a confession of sins in the service so we could be absolved of all the lying that's been going on. Thank you, Joel. Thank you for your message also. I'd like to thank everyone for coming today, especially in addition to the things, or together with the things that Bill said, all the members of St. Luke's. Thank you for being willing to serve and also to be served by your pastor and his family. I'd like to relate one additional story. I promise it won't take long. When Mark and I were in college, we worked at a golf course in Mequon, and we had to get up real early. Mark got up earlier than I did because he had to eat about 8 bowls of cereal before we could leave. We had to ride our bikes, and even if I could have gotten away with taking the car, he would have known, even if he wouldn't have seen me, even if we didn't work at the same place, we knew exactly how much gas was in the car. And we rode our bikes. It was a couple miles, probably 2 miles. But then he met Kathy. And suddenly the gas didn't matter so much anymore. By the time I got home on my bike after work, he had already been home, showered, and he was gone to Wauwatosa to go see Kathy. And we're glad for that too. Many of you know that our family will be together this fall, and I'm glad to see her this winter for a wedding. And we just like to say, and I apologize on behalf of my family, that at this point in time, you have not been able to enjoy any grandchildren. No pressure. Thank you.
Next speaker is a lay member of the congregation, a gentleman who probably knew Pastor Lindloff first. I believe he flew out to Nebraska when the call was issued, and Mr. Rod Sutter.